What really enlightened me to the use of the iPad was that they had a project, a genetic disorder project. So they chose a genetic disorder like sickle cell anemia or cystic fibrosis. And in the past, we said, yeah, you can do whatever you want. And basically what they basically chose was to go on a computer and make a trifold brochure. And so it was a trifold brochure that you would get out of the doctor's office, and you would pick it up and be like, oh, okay, it has this information on. And it was nice and all, but a lot of it had to do with them kind of, they would get information that they didn't really understand, so they would kind of write it in their own words, but they were really confused. So what we did is we used the ShowMe app, or you could use any app. Basically, we wanted them to orally explain it to us without spending the time in class of presenting. So, you know, I've got 70, more than that, 80 freshmen that are all going to tell me a 3 to 5 minute presentation. I don't have time in class to do that. So what we had them do is we had them record with pictures and describe with pictures this genetic disorder and actually talk through it. So they had to do it orally, and that was 1,000 times better because it was really difficult for them to do it orally. They had to explain it. They couldn't just say the words. If they couldn't understand the word, they couldn't say it. So it took them a while to go from paper to actually being able to explain to someone. After having that experience, I realized that we could then tailor a lot of our activities to use the iPad in better ways than just a word processor, for example, because that's all we were basically using it for, and like, oh, look something up. And now we had actually used it for an activity. So
a type of test you can see up here in figure 1 is a simple blood smear. What they do is they just put a drop of blood on a slide, they smear the blood, and then they put a cover slip over it. And that gives us a nice smear. And what we can do is we can put it underneath a microscope and we can differentiate the cells. You can see some red blood cells here and here and here, but here you can see sickle cells. So we can see this person indeed does have sickle cell anemia. And this is a simple test that can be given at birth.